Hi there. Me again at Sunnyside Journals, part 2 today, I guess. I have the Peerless Reciter, also known as Tallulah. She looks like Tallulah Bankhead. Look her up. While she's resting, I was, as I mentioned previously, I want to get started on folding for, sorry, I'm working over here. There we go. Folding for the signatures. So as far as I know, I have estimated, I think I want to do 9 signatures. I have sort of my templates ready. This is the one that I will sew the signatures onto once they're on fabric. And this is the one that I use to lay into my signatures and poke the holes. So those are ready to go. I'll put them there. I usually make myself a template, and I take a page out of the actual text block. So this is from the text block, and then I always take about that much. I don't even know how much that is. I've been doing it for so long. I just eyeball. I know how much I like not on there. So it's about 3/16. I guess it's not quite a quarter, but not quite an eighth. Gosh, again, I apologize. My hands look like a war zone. So I cut that off the open edge simply because, and I've explained it before, but I'll explain it again in case someone is new here. I personally cannot get my text block that I'm going to build into this spine as tight as the original bookmaker did. And because of that, if I make the pages the exact same size as these pages of the text block, once I get my text block in, they will stick out over the edge, or else they'll come so close to the edge that it looks silly. I like there to be a bit of a lip on the covers. So I just find that to make my life easier, I take a spread out, a leaf, and I cut the edge off. Now, in books that I am going to, oh, hold on, I dropped something on the floor. I've got to go get it. In books where I'm going to be using pages out of the text block, I don't want to confuse myself. So I usually, oh, you're a new one. Oh, you're new. I don't want to confuse myself, so I will usually write template on it boldly so I know which one to grab when I'm template. So I'll be able to spot it on my desk. You know what it's like. Your desk is going to get chaotic and messier than even, I wish you could see it right now. So I do that for my own sanity's sake, and sometimes I will even just give it some, just so that it's more noticeable. There we go. And now what I'm going to do is I have a pile over here. Here, I'll tilt a little. I don't want to turn the camera off. I have a pile right here of papers that I have chosen. Let's go back to here now. Sorry. Please do not get nauseated. And this is a good starting point. Now, what I usually will do, as ever, this is not going to be exciting because if you've watched me sort papers before, it's not exciting. I usually choose a consistent paper that's always going to be the outside. I call it sort of the anchor page for each signature. And so in this case, I love these ones. They're cotton resume paper, so they've got a beautiful raw edge on them. So I want to use these as the outside anchor page for each signature. And I get that one ready first because that way I can start filling them up with my folded papers. Now, where is, there it is, there it is. So, let me just get that out of here. You get over there. I've done a little tick mark where I want the fold to be. Oh, I should have done it on the others as well. Well, I'll do that now. I wasn't thinking. Let's do it. So 9 signatures. We could be here a while. You know what? I'm going to pause you and finish this. Hold on. Okay, so I marked them all, and I actually also scored them all. So now these pages, you'll see, let me show you, are not the full size of what a leaf should be. If I match up where this fold is and where that fold is, you'll see it comes up short on one side. I have scored it offset. And I did that for a reason, because I like the paper and I want the front of the page to look nice. And I don't mind if the back side of the leaf is a little bit shorter, because if you've watched my previous videos, you know I really like a variety of different pages in my journals. I don't like there to be a rhyme or reason, and I just I enjoy when they're all different shapes and sizes. I think it makes for a fun journal, and I think it really emphasizes that it's a handmade book, that it's a junk journal. And yeah, so I do that for a reason. So here, let me show you. So you'll see it will go in like this. So the front presenting page of each signature will look very nice. Now I'm still going to need to trim them. I haven't trimmed them yet. I'll trim them folded. So it's still going to need to have that much trimmed off. And I'll do that in a bit. But everything, you know, everything in its time. So this part I just get done. And that way I get the first, in this case, 9 signature, the outsides done and numbered with my little post-it notes that I like to use. And then I'm good to go. Then I can start filling them, and I can start feeling for, okay, does this feel like it's thick enough? I pile them together. I'll lay them inside the cover, see if I'm getting an alligator or not. You know, the crocodile mouth thing. So that doesn't look right. That doesn't look. Let's see. I think that one. Let's do you again before. Good thing I didn't pinch it. It's still good to go. It just helps me keep track of how many pages I'm going to put in. And then again, I will still do my shuffle, my little shuffle off to Buffalo, because some papers will be thicker than others. These papers, these ones aren't tea dyed. They're so pretty. You can see the mark, the watermark on them. Whereas tea dyed papers are bulkier. Cardstock paper is bulkier, whereas I have some tea dyed paper that's almost like tissue, but I love it. Where is it? It's this sort of shell colored pink that I have. So even when they're tea dyed, these aren't actually very bulky, but they're such a pretty color. So, and this is definitely going to be a pretty journal. I want pretty. I want laces. I want fabrics. I want to maybe have it be, maybe she's a young lady dreaming of becoming an actor or a poetess, or I'm thinking of Anne Shirley from Anne of Green Gables. I'm thinking of that kind of young lady who's got big dreams and loves gala evenings, things like that. So far, that's what I'm thinking. So for me, the best way to start organizing my ideas is to at least get the outer pages for the signatures ready and numbered. Not very exciting. I think I already did here. No, maybe I didn't. Okay. The little doggy that was out there howling has gone in. I don't worry about that one too much. There's some people in that direction. They've got a little Yorkie. A little Yorkie in this weather I would worry very much about. I love animals. I have no problem knocking on a door and saying, hey, get your dog inside. It's been long enough. Not a lot of things I'm a Mrs. Kravitz about with my neighbors, but animals I'm a Mrs. Kravitz about. Even more so than kids. Is that terrible? Oh, gee. Anyhow, the one that was whining, he lives over there, and he's a husky. So he's okay. He's got like a double fur coat. And he's all right. There we go. So now what I do is loose up to the top. Pencil. There we go. And then I do my little arrow and 1. 2. This is where, for me, it really starts getting exciting because, of course, pulling these little strips off. Oh, there we go. Maybe I should turn this. There we go. Sorry. Pulling these little strips off is the last thing I do when a journal's done. So I never get tired of it. 3. 4. And another reason why I do this is for a journal that I will be putting ephemera in and playing with a bit. Like the Quints were naked journals. They were just the pages, no pockets. With this one, it helps me keep track. All right, I like to put at least one pocket in every signature, or some kind of a tuck spot. Not necessarily a pocket, but, a corner or a belly band or something like that. A way for loose papers. I'm talking so much, I'm losing track of my numbers. Some way to secure loose papers that you still want to save. So, by that way I can go, okay, do I have a pocket in 6? Well, I don't have to leaf through the whole book and start counting signatures. I can look for the tab that says 6. And usually my center signature, I like to make sure that there's something fun right in the center of it, whether it's a greeting card or an envelope, or I love a guest book spread. I love putting one of those in the center of the center signature. So 9. There we go. Good. Okay. So those are ready. Now I want to trim them to the right size. So now, although I trim a little bit off the opening side for my signature leaves, I like them to be the exact full length. So I will do it exactly that full length. Oh, I thought I was going to cheat. Oh, let's just measure them. Don't be lazy, Catherine. Let's just do it. So if I want a few, because I can cut a few at a time, that part's all right to do. Sorry, I hope I'm not out of camera. I'm not. Yay. All right. All right, let's see if that's enough, or I'll measure some more in a second. Don't know what to make for dinner tonight. I think I'm going to pull some. I have some beef stew in the freezer from the last time I made beef stew. Yes, Nancy, it's your recipe. It's our new favorite one. Anyhow, I think I'm going to go fish some of that out of the freezer, and crusty bread, salad, and dinner's done. My sister-in-law's friend, who lives, I guess, about 2 hours away, said she saw a robin yesterday. Oh my goodness, what are the robins doing up here in early February? They're supposed to not come back till spring, and February is not spring where I live. Okay, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3, 4. There we go. There. All right. Now these ones. Oh, 9. You lost your ticket. 9. Oh, you know what? Ouch. I can feel that. My thumb. My poor thumb. No matter how much hand cream I use, with all the hand washing and all the paper, the hangnails and the splitting this time of year, just ouch, ouch. There we go. I find those tiny Band-Aids that you get in the assorted boxes are just too small. They're not, the strap part isn't long enough. So you might have noticed, I'll cut a regular one in half. They work better. There we go. All right. So how am I for time? 19 minutes. Well, if you feel like hanging in with me, I'm just going to keep going. So with these ones, what I will do is I'll fold them in half ahead of time, and then I trim them after they're folded, because tea-dyed paper stretches and will become misshapen no matter how much you think, oh no, this looks rectangular to me. It stretches and becomes misshapen. So by putting a fold in it, you know that at least this edge is straight, and then you can cut your other edges accordingly. So let's see. Because these ones are so light, I'm going to put one in each signature. But some of my other papers, I will just be putting one in, you know, maybe every other signature or such. And I also want to put some book pages in. I'll definitely put a spread from Edith in. I'll put a spread from maybe a bird book, and from a flower book, maybe butterflies. I'm telling you, this is going to be pretty journal, I think. But as ever, with lots of room for writing or lots of room to just keep making it your own by putting more stuff in it. There we go. All right, now let's see how big these are. I think, gosh, that's not bad. They really only need about 1/4 of an inch off. Let's do it. This, because they're not the front page, I will eyeball them. I will eyeball how much I'm taking off. And just more or less. Wait a minute. I'm going to do the other cut first. I'm going to do this cut first. That way I make use of that straight fold, and then I know I get a right angle. Yeah, I can't see that. Ah, jeepers. Catherine, why do you keep trying to do shortcuts? Don't do shortcuts. One of those days. So my COVID test wasn't so bad. I didn't know what to expect. I've been hearing some people go, oh, it's awful. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. I snickered the whole time. I even told the nurse, because my daughter, my daughter referred to the COVID test as a nasal pap smear. And you know what? That's quite appropriate, actually. Very similar. You know what a pap smear doesn't. A pap smear wasn't as uncomfortable as this was, but it's so quick. You know, she said, I have to put this up your nose and I have to spin it for about 10 seconds. And that's fine. And let's get you done. And it was such an organized little clinic. I didn't realize where I live, they had the clinics set up so that the people who think they have symptoms go to one kind of clinic, and the people who are symptom-free and simply need the COVID test for various reasons, like, for example, I need it because I want to go in and see my mother, but I don't have any symptoms and no reason to think I've got it. And that's kind of nice. They keep the healthy people away from the possibly contagious people. So, and I literally, you book an appointment. I went in. I had the little up periscope right up my nose. And I was out in about 5 minutes. All right, so now I start stuffing. I think I'm going to hunt through my stationery. I've got a stationery bin over there of, you know, writing papers that we used to use prior to email and text messaging. We used to actually put pen to paper. I've got a few pads of some pretty ladies' writing paper, and I might put a few in. That tea left quite an interesting pattern. There we go. All right. And I don't worry that these are starting to look bulky, because by the time I think I've got as many in as I want, they'll go into the book press and get squunched. So that's why I'd like to have these done overnight. so they can get squished down overnight. Now, these are full size. These are foolscap. Now, I'm wondering if I want to do a tip out on the one side. There's got to be an easier way to mark all the papers. Oh, maybe if I put this underneath, marry it up, and then I could just start flipping and marking. Oh, now I'm not left-handed, but for this, I could. That works. Oh, that's a dark one. Yep, that's it. All right, now in this case, I will count on, I'll choose which side is going to be my consistent side for when I want to do my fold. Like I said, it's going to be stretched and misshapen. So that's the side that I will choose. So I fold that, and then I'll flip it over and I fold this one back. Now I can still fold it the other way later, but this way I know that my tip out is the same, that the page will be the same size. So then what I'll do is later, this is the side that maybe isn't necessarily even. That's the side I'll cut in the cutter. So those are good to go. So I just look for my little mark, marry up that, go down, good old fingernail, flip it over, and look for this. It doesn't have to be precise, because think about it, there's going to be more pages before and after. And unless it's a center spread, you just won't see it. There we go. How am I? Oh, 28 minutes. Well, we killed a little more time. And if you're still here, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It makes sitting here talking to myself all alone not feel so all alone. I really do feel like you're here in the room and that we're having a mug of tea together. And gosh, wouldn't that be fun? Maybe someday some of us will be able to have a meetup somewhere. Like if any of you are ever in the Toronto area, I can get into the Toronto area quite easily. It's one train ride away from me. So, or even like when we can normally cross the border, I love going over to the Buffalo area. Where did I? There it is. All right, 29 minutes. All right, let's call it a morning, shall we? Well, I hope you have a great rest of your day. It feels like deja vu. I feel like I've already said this today, but I really do mean it. I hope you go out, have a great rest of your day. Please stay safe. Please wear your masks and keep a distance so we can get rid of this before we start having too many variants that muck everything up all over again for us. All right, I'm going to go. Bye. Have a great day.